Hello everyone. Integral Freedom is pleased to present to Balance Method Acupuncturists a fortnightly online group dedicated to the study of advanced balance method techniques. The focus of this group will involve personal development alongside study of the Bagua and the I Ching and its application in your own personal life, and also for diagnostics and treatments in your work. And there are many ways to employ this wonderful wisdom. And today I am going to introduce you to Bagua meditation. The trigrams are a complete language tracing back to the origin of the Chinese creation myth and extending out into all forms of existence. As we learn to use the trigrams in everyday life, the knowledge and application of Advanced Balance Method Acupuncture moves forwards in leaps and bounds. And most likely, your clients will start to question what it is that you are doing differently. And incidentally, can anyone identify an inconsistency in the diagram of King Wen's Bagua, the one on the right? So in Advanced Balance Method Acupuncture, the meridians are expressed through the 8 primary hexagrams. These are your bread and butter, so to speak, and they form the foundation of Bagua acupuncture. And bit by bit, in the Advanced Balance Method group, we will explore each hexagram, each line, and each of the points on the 12 meridians that relate to the 6 lines of these hexagrams. There are many ways to look at and interpret through the I Ching Bagua. And here we have a seasonal chart with the 12 tidal guas connecting to the lunar months. I'm just going to get an annotator. Hang on a sec. Is that an annotator? Yes, there's an annotator. So winter solstice, water, winter, north, begins in the 11th lunar month with gallbladder. And the hexagram associated to this is the number 48 in Dr. Tan's system, or number 24 in the I Ching book. And it's called turning back or return. And it's the time in the year when the yang begins to grow. So we've moved from the totality of yin into yang emerging, back on the bottom, waiting to come up. Consequently, when we are looking at working with the water trigram, hexagram, or during the water season, we can also consider the meridians of Xiaoyang, gallbladder and Sanjiao, as they're both situated within the water. And also you might notice that it's easy to see systems 4 and systems 5 of Dr. Tan's here. As we're working with clock opposites. And of course, clock neighbours. And this is what I would like to begin with today. And it's a busy slide, packed with information. But as you have this on video, you can stop and start it at any time to get all the details. And most of you would know that in Advanced Balance Method Acupuncture, we have a system called Meridian Conversion. Meridian Conversion is especially recommended for Shen disorders. And it's the use of 4 balancing meridians in a global balance format. Now, Shen disorders is not its only potential. Well, in fact, when you look at it, acupuncture and treatments from my perspective, everything's a Shen disorder, or a Shen awakening, you could say. But let's not limit it just to emotional and mental effectiveness. So Meridian Conversion has a harmonizing effect, and it uses 8 needles, so 2 on each channel. And 8 is the number of the Bagua. Consequently, this is a beautiful method of connectivity. And within Meridian Conversion, we have the 3 options, don't we? We have 1-4, 2-5, and 3-6. Now, when we put the Bagua onto the body in this format. You can see that the first trigram at the lower part of the body, number 1, is water. And the fourth trigram at the chest, fire in the chest, is number 4. So we have a water-fire connection. The second one, Shun wind, connects to the 5th, which is Jun thunder. So we have a wood connection also. And then the third is Kun earth, the navel, which connects to Gun mountain at number 6. So the numbers 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6 operate very nicely in this progression. And we have a 7-8 connection as well, which is Chien heaven and Jue lake, the 2 metal components. And these connect down through the posterior space, which is called the Waijiao. And it's actually the biggest space in the body that runs just anterior to the spine and in between all of the cavities. It's quite a big space there. Now, in Bagua I Ching, probably one of the main obstacles that a lot of people find with it is the amount of data and information that needs to be taken in. And so Bagua meditation is quite an effective tool, and especially if you're like me, that's my mind's just everywhere. I've tried a lot of different types of meditation, and for sure, focus concentration is probably the most effective that I've found for myself. So we can incorporate focusing on each of the trigrams in any particular fashion you like. For example, if you wanted to work on childhood, and we went to 67. So this is a combination of from Hui Yin, Ren 1, up to Yin Tang. So there's we can directly connect these two. In fact, we can connect in any way. And this is what's called the regenerative cycle. It's an energetic cycle that occurs in the system, coming from Hui Yin up through the center of the body, not exactly through the Ren channel, but just behind it, up into the head, and then back down this space that I told you before, the Waijiao, and back again to Ren 1. So this is this fashion. When we get a lot of matter stagnation in a person, when there's fibroids or growths in the body occurring, we can actually reverse this cycle. And this is the matter cycle, so we can actually help to clear matter. And some say the energetic cycle is the cycle of the sage. So it's people that are aspiring towards spirituality. And I've just put a few brief notes where these trigrams represent in Taoism. These are called the soul houses, and they each have a particular function. So we can see here in water. So the water trigram and this area of the body supports reproduction, the reproductive sexual systems, the immune system, the organs, anus and urethra, so it regulates the front and the back. It's also connected to relationships, rejuvenation, and is the powerhouse of all yin. And its supplementary thing is developing confidence. And a lot of Taoist teachings give a couple of options as where to keep your energy and attention all day, and one is Mingmun, and the other one's Hui Yin. So it's quite a powerful center. If you look at Hindu traditions, this is the seat of Kundalini, and in the yogic traditions. And Kundalini is said to store the memories of all of your past lives. And I'm still not sure about past lives. I don't know. I haven't directly experienced it in my consciousness. So I tend to like to think that that what is stored in here is the genetic memory. And it's my understanding that when the conscious aspect of the brain is ready to integrate some of the genetic memory that is stored and hidden down here, then a signal is sent to this area, the sacral area, the Jing area, and then that is released up through the governing vessel up to G15 and then into the center of the brain. And then we start to assimilate hidden memories, which is pretty useful, you know, because if the memories aren't assimilated into our consciousness, then they basically direct our life unconsciously. And the path of awakening is to move into conscious creation. And with the fire element, we can see this, the REN 17, and this is called the message center, and it supports fire, metal, and earth elements. And it's the power behind expression and truth, and it develops compassion. So there's a huge leap that occurs from the navel up into this center energetically. But that's another story anyway. So what I was going to say, and what I will say, is that when we work with the 1-4 sequence, we activate this powerhouse of yin, and we connect to the fire, and it gives us two possibilities in hexagrams. If we look at it in its body form, so from 1 to 4, we get the hexagram, which is 63. In the I Ching book, this is number 64 hexagram. So it's the last hexagram in the whole I Ching. And what not yet fulfilled moves back into number 1 hexagram. So there's a complete cycle. And we also have this inverse hexagram, which is number 36 in Dr. Tan's and number 63 in the I Ching. So this precedes this one. And this one's called Already Fulfilled. It's a beautiful hexagram in the fact that 1, 3, and 5 lines are all yang, and 2, 4, and 6 are all yin. And that means that every line is in its correct place. And so it begins with good fortune. However, it's said to end in disorder. And as is continual guidance in the I Ching, is nothing stays the same forever. So that the energy of this hexagram is to develop gratitude, steadiness, and centeredness, so that one can remain in good fortune for as long as possible. But eventually it will move into not yet fulfilled. Here we see the first, third, and fifth lines are yin, the second, fourth, and sixth lines are yang. So every line is out of its normal position. So there's a bit of a disharmony there. However, it does suggest that prosperity and smoothness will come with the correct attitude with this hexagram. And the attribute of Hung means it's quite a fiery, strengthening type quality to it, which we can see from the fire above. Now, chemically, this is the one to go for. And again, that's another big story. And when we do the Advanced Balance Method group this Sunday, so this is the first one come out this Sunday, it's a free lesson, so you're very welcome to come along. It's going to run for a couple of hours. There is one for USA and Canada, which starts 11 o'clock AM Australian Eastern Standard Time on Monday and comes through in the evening on Sunday. And then there's also one for Europe and Australasia. And that one comes through 9 AM, 10 AM on Sunday morning, and 8 PM on Sunday evening. This is your Connect Up link. Here's the password to get in. If you happen to be listening to this video after the dates here, just come down to this email, drop us an email, and I'll send you some information, because the Balance Method group will continue as a bi-weekly group. So there's plenty of opportunities to come in and study further. And in the sessions tomorrow, we're going to do a 1-4, not tomorrow, sorry, on Sunday. We're going to do a 1-4 connect up meditation, and I'll show you a few ways that you can work with the trigrams. And basically working with the trigrams in yourself gives a direct experiential component to the trigrams. And it's a bit like checking your own pulse. When you recognize something on the pulse in yourself, you've always got it. You just know what it is. You know how it feels like. And any time you check it in the future, then it's just obvious. So when you do the trigram meditations, not only does it develop concentration and focus, not only does it teach you bit by bit how to visualize the trigrams, how to get a feel for the meaning of each trigram, but it also gives you an experiential content, which in my opinion is invaluable. Okay, so this is Dr. Paul signing out for now, and it will be fantastic to see you at the meeting on Sunday or sometime in the future. I hope you've enjoyed this. If there is a link connected to this where you can sign up with your email, do that, because then there's also 4 videos that you will get sent out to your inbox, which has got more itching bugwire information, which I think you'd probably enjoy. Otherwise, bye for now.